Hello, Leo. Something is about to land in your life. Leo, and I need you to stop whatever you're doing right now and pay attention to this reading. Because what the cards are showing me for you is not something I say lightly. This isn't a general energy update. This isn't a stay positive kind of message. What's coming through right now is specific, it's powerful, and honestly, it's the kind of news that makes people cry happy tears. So if you've been waiting for a sign that things are about to shift, this is it. Stay with me until the very end, because what I reveal in the final section of this reading is going to completely change how you see everything you've been going through. Leo, let's just take a breath together for a second. I want you to think about the last few months. Think about how many times you woke up wondering when things were going to get easier. Think about the nights you spent in your own head, replaying situations, questioning your choices, wondering if the universe had forgotten about you. Because I see you, and the cards see you too. You've been carrying something heavy, Leo. Maybe it's been a situation that drained your energy without giving anything back. Maybe it's been a relationship or the absence of one that left you feeling more alone than you expected. Maybe it's been a financial pressure that never seemed to fully ease up. Or maybe it's just been this quiet, persistent feeling that your life hasn't quite matched what you know you're capable of. But here's what's fascinating about your energy right now as I'm pulling these cards. You haven't given up. You've been tired, yes. You've doubted yourself, yes. But somewhere deep inside you, that Leo fire, it never went completely out. And that matters more than you realize. Because the universe doesn't reward people who simply wished for better. It rewards the ones who kept showing up even when it was hard. And Leo, you kept showing up. So let's get into what the cards are saying, because they are talking loudly today. The first card I'm pulling for you is the Wheel of Fortune. And Leo, the moment this card came out, the energy in this reading shifted completely. The Wheel of Fortune is not a small card. This is not a things might get a little better card. This is the universe literally spinning the wheel in your favor after a long period of stagnation. This card represents a turning point, a divine timing moment where cycles that have been stuck finally begin to move again. Think of it this way. You know how sometimes you're stuck in traffic for what feels like forever, and then suddenly everything just opens up and you're moving again and you almost can't believe it? That's the energy of this card for you right now, Leo. The road ahead is opening. But here's what I want you to understand about the Wheel of Fortune. It doesn't just mean that good luck is coming randomly. It means that the work you've been doing, the inner work, the patience, the resilience has been building toward this moment. The wheel doesn't just turn for anyone. It turns for those who have been in alignment, even unconsciously. And you, Leo, have been more in alignment than you give yourself credit for. Now, I want to pause here for a second because I'm also picking up on something emotionally specific. There's been someone or something in your life that you've been uncertain about. A situation where you couldn't quite see how it was going to resolve. And this card is telling me that the resolution is coming and it's going to surprise you. Not in a scary way. In a wow, I didn't expect it to work out this perfectly kind of way. Do you feel that? Does that connect with something you've been sitting with lately? Drop a comment and tell me what situation in your life you most need to see a breakthrough in. I'd love to know. The second card is coming in now. And Leo, this one hits differently. Okay, I have to be honest with you. When the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun card appear together in a reading, that is not a coincidence. That is the cards practically shouting at me to make sure you understand what's coming for you. The Sun card is one of the most joyful, life-affirming cards in the entire tarot deck. It represents happiness, real, genuine, unfiltered happiness, not the kind you perform for other people, not the kind that comes with conditions, the deep, warm, radiant kind that starts from within you and touches everything around you. But there's something very specific about the Sun card that I want to draw your attention to, Leo. This card often appears when something hidden finally comes to light, when a truth that has been obscured, maybe something you didn't know, maybe something someone kept from you, maybe even something about yourself, finally becomes visible. And when that truth is revealed, Leo, it changes everything. I'm sensing that there's been a situation where you only had part of the picture, where you were making decisions or feeling certain emotions based on incomplete information. And what's coming is the full picture. And when you see it, the real version of what's been going on, you are going to feel an enormous sense of relief and clarity. Because sometimes the thing that's been making you anxious or confused isn't that the situation is bad, it's that you couldn't see clearly. And the sun is about to flood everything with light. Now, I want to ask you something personal. Have you been feeling like there's been a lack of clarity around a specific person or situation in your life? Like you've been trying to read between the lines and not quite getting it? Because I feel like that's relevant for a lot of you right now. And what I pull next is going to speak directly to that. Let me bring in the third card now. Leo, stop for a moment. Because this combination, the Wheel of Fortune, the Sun, and now the Ace of Cups, this is one of the most beautiful, emotional trifectas I've seen in a long time. The Ace of Cups represents new emotional beginnings, a fresh wave of feeling, the start of something that comes from the heart, genuine, pure, and full of possibility. This isn't recycled energy. This isn't going back to something old. This is new. This is fresh. This is something you haven't experienced before, or at least haven't experienced in a very long time. For some of you, this is going to be about love, a connection that enters your life or deepens in a way that genuinely moves you. Someone who sees you, Leo. Not the version of you that you put forward when you're trying to impress people, but the real you. The complicated, brilliant, emotionally layered you. And they're going to love that version. For others of you, the Ace of Cups is about something different. It might be about finally feeling at home in your own life, feeling emotionally settled in a way that has eluded you, feeling like the pieces of your inner world are finally starting to come together in a way that makes sense. And for some of you, and this is the part that's going to blow your mind, it's about both at the same time. Because Leo, the universe is not giving you a half measure here. It's not saying, here's a little emotional improvement. It's handing you a full cup, overflowing actually. But I want to go deeper into this because there's more here than just the surface reading. Hold on, because the next card I'm about to pull is the one that starts to explain why all of this is happening now and not before. And that explanation is going to make so much sense to you, okay? And now we're talking about speed. The Eight of Wands is the card of rapid movement, fast communication, things arriving quickly, energy accelerating. After a period of waiting, and Leo, I know you've been waiting, things are about to start moving at a pace that might actually catch you off guard. This is one of those cards where I always say, be ready. Because when the Eight of Wands shows up alongside what we've already seen today, it means the universe has basically been building up all this energy in the background, and it's about to release it all at once. You might receive news. You might get a message from someone unexpected. An opportunity might appear that you weren't actively looking for. A decision that's been pending for a long time might suddenly get resolved and resolved in your favor. For some of you, I'm seeing travel energy here too. The possibility of going somewhere or having someone come to you. Movement in the physical sense as well as the emotional sense. And that movement is going to feel exciting, not overwhelming exciting. There's a difference. And I think your body is going to know the difference the moment it starts happening. But here's the deeper layer of the Eight of Wands that I really want you to sit with, Leo. This card also speaks to communication. And specifically, I'm picking up on communication that has been delayed. A message, a conversation, a declaration, something that was meant to reach you or leave you a while ago but got stuck somewhere in the middle. That communication is about to arrive, or you're about to feel ready to send it yourself. Either way, something gets said, something gets expressed, and it changes the dynamic of a situation that has felt uncertain for too long. Can you feel how this reading is building, Leo? Because we're not even at the halfway point yet, and already the cards are telling a story that is so specific, so layered, so full of positive energy that I genuinely can't wait to show you what's in the second half of this reading. Because there's a card coming up, and I'll get to it soon, that I believe is going to be the one that makes your jaw drop. Literally. Stay with me. Now, some of you might look at this card and think, wait, this is a work card. And yes, on one level it is, but I want you to hear me out on this because there's something so meaningful in what the Three of Pentacles is saying to you specifically right now, Leo. This card is about collaboration, recognition, and the reward that comes from your efforts being seen and valued. It's the card of your work finally being acknowledged, not just by you, but by the people around you who matter. For those of you who have been putting in serious effort toward a goal, a career, ambition, a creative project, a business, a personal transformation, this card is confirmation. Your effort has been noticed, and recognition is coming. Not just a pat on the back, but something tangible, something real that reflects the quality of what you've been building. But here's what really stands out to me emotionally with this card in the context of your reading today. The Three of Pentacles is also about belonging, about finding your people, about being in a space, whether that's a team, a relationship, a community, where your specific gifts are genuinely appreciated and used. And Leo, I know how deeply you need that because you are someone who gives a lot. You show up fully. You bring your whole self to the things you care about. And when that's not reciprocated, when you feel like you're pouring into something that doesn't pour back, it's exhausting in a way that goes beyond tired. This card is saying that imbalance is shifting. You are moving toward environments, people, and opportunities that genuinely value what you bring. And honestly, it's about time. Leo, we're moving into the heart of this reading now, and I want you to take a moment to just feel the energy here. Because the cards we've seen so far, the Wheel of Fortune, the Sun, the Ace of Cups, the Eight of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, they are all pointing in the same direction, toward expansion, toward joy, toward recognition, toward emotional fullness, toward speed and movement. This isn't one card being positive. This is the entire spread speaking with one voice. And that voice is saying, Leo, your season is here. But I want to go even deeper now. Because it's not enough to just know that good things are coming. I want you to understand what's actually happening energetically and why this particular moment is the turning point. And this card stops me in my tracks every single time. The High Priestess is the card of deep knowing, inner wisdom, the quiet voice that has been speaking to you underneath all the noise, underneath all the doubt, underneath all the external chaos. She is the part of you that already knows the truth before you consciously figure it out. And Leo, she is showing up in your reading today with a very specific message. You have been receiving intuitive signals. You've had moments where something just felt right or something felt off, and you couldn't quite explain it logically, but you felt it in your body. Maybe it was about a person. Maybe it was about a decision you've been weighing. Maybe it was a sense that something big was on the horizon, even when everything around you looked the same. That feeling, that quiet knowing, it's been right. The High Priestess is confirmation that your instincts are operating at a very high level right now, Leo. The things you've been sensing but haven't fully trusted, trust them. The feelings you've been dismissing because you couldn't prove them, they deserve your attention. And there's something else here that feels very important. The High Priestess often appears when a secret is about to be revealed. Not necessarily a dramatic secret, though for some of you it might be, but a truth that has been veiled, information that has been hidden, or perhaps just not fully visible yet, that is about to come forward. And when it does, Leo, it's going to shift your understanding of something completely. It might reframe a situation that confused you. It might change how you see a person. It might reveal an opportunity you didn't even know existed. And here's what's interesting about the timing. The High Priestess always moves slowly, deliberately. She doesn't rush. But once she moves, the revelation is complete. So what's coming isn't a hint or a partial answer. It's the full truth. And you are going to be so grateful when you receive it. Oh, Leo, this one carries so much emotional weight in the best possible way. The Six of Cups is the card of sweet reconnection, of things returning, of energy from the past that hasn't finished its story yet. And I want to be very careful here because I don't want to put false hope into anyone's heart, but I do want to be honest about what this card is showing me. For some of you, there is someone from your past who is thinking about you right now. Someone who shared something meaningful with you, a genuine connection, a real bond, and who has not moved on from that energy as completely as they may have appeared to. There's unfinished business in the emotional sense. Not drama, not toxicity, just something that was left open. And the energy around this is that they are reconsidering feeling nostalgic, missing something specific about who you are and how you made them feel. Now, for others of you, the Six of Cups is about something different. It's about you reconnecting with a version of yourself that you lost somewhere along the way. A part of you that was more joyful, more spontaneous, more trusting. The part of you that existed before certain experiences made you more guarded. And that reconnection with yourself, Leo, with that lighter, more open-hearted version of you is actually one of the most beautiful things I'm seeing in this reading. Because when you come back to that version of yourself, everything changes. How you show up in relationships, how you attract opportunities, how you experience daily life, all of it shifts. And the beautiful thing, you don't have to force it. The cards are showing me that this reconnection is coming organically, naturally, like something that's been slowly defrosting and is finally ready to flow again. Does this resonate with you? Is there someone or something from your past that you've been thinking about more recently? I'm genuinely curious. Let me know in the comments. Now, this card brings a very grounding, stabilizing energy into your reading. And I want you to hear this clearly, Leo, because it's important. The Knight of Pentacles is not flashy. He's not dramatic. He doesn't make grand gestures or speak in poetry. But he is reliable. He is steady. He shows up. He follows through. He does what he says he's going to do without fanfare, without needing applause. And for some of you, this card represents a person who is going to play a significant role in what's unfolding for you, someone who is serious about you, someone whose interest in you isn't casual or performance-based. This is someone who has thought about this carefully, who is moving intentionally, and who genuinely wants to build something real. This is the energy of someone who doesn't play games, Leo. And after whatever you've been through, and I sense for many of you it has involved a certain amount of emotional inconsistency from other people, the arrival of this kind of steady, grounded energy is going to feel almost surreal. Like, is this real? Does this person actually mean what they're saying? They do. But there's another layer to this card that I also want to speak to. For those of you who are focused on your career or finances right now, the Knight of Pentacles is telling you to trust your methodical approach. You may feel like things are moving slowly, but the foundation you're building is solid, and solid foundations support tall structures. What you're building right now is going to last, Leo. That matters. Leo, I need you to feel this one physically if you can. The Ace of Wands is pure, creative fire, pure inspiration, the spark of something completely new being lit in your life. It's the beginning of a new chapter that is driven not just by hope, but by genuine excitement, by passion, by the feeling of finally being on a path that aligns with who you really are. And in the context of everything we've already seen today, this Ace of Wands is the ignition point. All the emotional healing of the Ace of Cups, all the recognition of the Three of Pentacles, all the joy of the Sun card, all the movement of the Eight of Wands, the Ace of Wands, is what brings all of that to life. It's the match that lights the fire. I'm also picking up on creative energy very specifically. For those of you who have a creative gift, whether that's art, music, writing, design, content creation, or any other form of expression, there's a creative breakthrough coming that is going to genuinely excite you. An idea that arrives so fully formed that you almost can't explain where it came from. A creative period that produces something you're genuinely proud of. And for those of you who don't think of yourselves as creative in the traditional sense, this Ace of Wands is still relevant to you because creativity isn't just about art. It's about approaching your life with freshness, with a willingness to try something new, to pursue something you've been putting off because you weren't sure if it was the right time. Leo, the cards are telling you it's the right time. And here we are, the card I told you about earlier, the one that was going to blow your mind, and honestly, I think it's even more powerful than I anticipated. The Star is the card of hope restored, of healing, of the universe reaching down and saying, I see everything you've been through, and I want you to know it wasn't for nothing. Every hard thing you experienced was leading you here, to this point, to this new beginning. But it's more than just hope, Leo. The Star is also the card of wishes fulfilled, of things you've been carrying in your heart privately, quietly, sometimes almost secretly, finally coming true. And I want to ask you something personal. Is there something you've wanted for so long that you've almost stopped believing it could happen? Something you still dream about but maybe don't talk about much because you're protecting yourself from the disappointment if it doesn't work out? The Star is talking directly to that thing. Whatever it is, Leo, and I don't know if it's love or success or peace or a specific outcome you've been praying for, the Star is saying it hasn't passed you by. It's still coming, and it's closer than you think. I also want to draw your attention to the healing frequency of this card, because the Star appears after the Tower in the Major Arcana, and the Tower is the card of disruption, of things falling apart. And so many of you have been through your own Tower moments recently. Things that crumbled, things that shook you, things that forced you to rebuild. And the Star is what comes after. The Star is your after. This is the part of your story where the rebuilding leads to something so much better than what was destroyed, where the pain starts to make sense, where you look back and finally understand why it had to happen the way it did. Leo, I truly believe that the hardest part is behind you, and what's ahead is going to make you so happy. Leo, we're in the final section of this reading now, and I want to give you something to really hold on to, because everything I've shown you in the first two sections, all those cards, all those energies, has been building toward what I'm about to share with you now. And I want you to understand something very clearly before I continue. The happiness that's coming for you is not dependent on one specific thing going the way you planned. It's not contingent on a particular person making a particular choice. It's not waiting on some external event to happen first. The happiness that's arriving for you is coming from a convergence of things, a perfect storm of positive circumstances that have been aligning quietly behind the scenes for longer than you know. And the fact that you're watching this reading today, I don't think that's random. I think something in you recognized that this was for you. Oh, this makes my heart so full. The Four of Wands is the card of celebration, of homecoming, of reaching a milestone and genuinely getting to enjoy it, not rushing past it, not second guessing it, but actually being present in the joy of what you've accomplished and where you've arrived. For some of you, this is very literal. There may be an actual celebration on the horizon, a gathering, a milestone event, a moment where people who love you come together and you feel genuinely surrounded by warmth and support. And Leo, you deserve that. You deserve to be celebrated. Don't shrink from it when it comes. For others, the Four of Wands is about an inner homecoming, finally feeling at home in your own skin, finally feeling like the life you're living matches the life you've always imagined for yourself. Not perfectly, nothing is ever perfectly what we imagine, but close enough that you feel real contentment, real satisfaction. The kind that isn't just relief that things aren't bad anymore, but genuine gratitude that things are actually actively good. There's also a feeling of security here that I want to highlight. Because Leo, many of you have been operating from a place of underlying anxiety for a while. That background hum of worry that just never fully turns off. The Four of Wands is telling me that this is releasing, not because you've figured out how to suppress it, but because the external circumstances of your life are genuinely becoming more stable, more secure, more aligned. You're not going to have to white knuckle your way through life anymore. You're going to be able to breathe. Leo, I want you to pay close attention to this card because for many of you, it's going to be the most personally significant one in this entire reading. The Two of Cups is the card of mutual connection, of two people seeing each other fully and choosing each other consciously. It's the card of a genuine meeting of hearts, not a one-sided attraction, not an almost connection, not a situationship, a real, reciprocal, equal bond. And for those of you who have been navigating complicated relationship energy, whether that's been unrequited feelings, a confusing dynamic with someone, or a partnership that's been out of balance, the Two of Cups is a significant shift. Someone is going to show up for you, Leo, or someone who's already in your life is going to step up in a way that changes everything. And the feeling of being truly met, truly chosen, truly seen is going to move you in a way that you haven't allowed yourself to be moved in a long time. I'm also seeing something specific here that I want to share carefully. For some of you, there has been a wall up, a protective barrier you built around your heart after something hurt you. And it served its purpose. It kept you safe during a time when you needed to be safe. But that wall is starting to come down, Leo. Not because someone forced it down, but because you're starting to feel ready, genuinely ready. And that readiness is going to attract someone who deserves the access. And for those of you who are already in a committed relationship, the Two of Cups is about a renewal, a deepening, a moment where you and your partner reconnect on a level that reminds you why you chose each other in the first place. Either way, Leo, love is very much alive in your energy right now, and it's beautiful. Now, this is the card I want every Leo watching this to really absorb. The Nine of Pentacles is the card of independence, abundance, and self-sufficiency in the most empowering sense of those words. It's the card of having built something with your own hands, your own mind, your own effort, and being able to stand in the middle of it and say, I did this. I created this. This is mine. It's not arrogance. It's earned pride. And Leo, I feel very strongly that this is the energy you are moving into. A period where the combination of your talent, your persistence, and your willingness to keep going even when it was hard produces something tangible, something visible, something you can point to and feel genuinely proud of. For some of you, this is financial. Abundance coming in from your work, your creativity, or an opportunity that has been developing. A level of financial ease that allows you to make choices based on what you want rather than just what you can afford. And for those of you who have been under financial stress, I want you to hear this clearly. This card is not a maybe. In the context of this entire reading, the financial ease that the Nine of Pentacles represents is coming. For others, it's less about money and more about life quality. The feeling of having created a life that supports you, that nourishes you, that reflects your values and your desires. A life that is, in the truest sense, yours. And I want to draw your attention to one more thing about this card. The figure in the Nine of Pentacles is alone, but she's not lonely. There is a profound difference, Leo. And for those of you who have been confusing the two, the Nine of Pentacles is an invitation to reconnect with the power of your own company, to rediscover what it feels like to be genuinely at peace within yourself, regardless of what's happening around you. That internal peace, it's the foundation that makes everything else, the love, the success, the joy, actually sustainable. Leo, the World card. I want to just sit in the silence of this for a moment, because this card appearing at the end of this reading, after everything we've seen today, is profound. The World is the final card of the major arcana. It represents completion, fulfillment, the end of a long cycle and the triumphant arrival at exactly where you were always meant to be. It doesn't get bigger than this. And here's what I want you to understand about the World showing up for you right now. You are not at the beginning of something. You are at the completion of something. A long chapter 1 that tested you, stretched you, required more from you than you sometimes thought you had is coming to its natural, beautiful close. And what is beginning now is not just a new chapter. It's a new volume entirely. A new era of your life. The World card talks about mastery, about having gone through enough experiences, positive and negative, to have genuinely learned something, to have genuinely evolved. And Leo, you have, even if you don't fully recognize it in yourself yet, the person you are today is not the same person you were at the beginning of this difficult stretch. You've grown, you've deepened, you've become more emotionally intelligent, more resilient, more clear about what you actually want. And the World is the reward for that growth. I'm also picking up on a very strong sense of doors, opening multiple doors in multiple areas. Not just one thing shifting, but several areas of your life beginning to move in positive directions simultaneously. And that simultaneous shift is what's going to create that mind-blown feeling I mentioned at the beginning. Because when several things go right at once, it doesn't feel like coincidence. It feels like magic. It feels like everything you've been holding in your heart is finally being answered. Leo, You are stepping into your full power, not just glimpsing it, not just feeling it on good days, actually living from it fully, completely. And it's going to feel so, so good. Before I close this reading, I want to share something that came to me intuitively while I was working through these cards. And this is the part I really need you to hold on to. There is a version of your life, a specific, detailed, beautiful version that you have imagined for yourself. You may have stopped letting yourself think about it too much because it felt too far away or too uncertain, but that version of your life is not a fantasy. It is a preview. It is your intuition showing you where you're actually headed. The universe is not playing a trick on you, Leo. It's not dangling happiness in front of you only to snatch it away. Everything you've been through has been preparation, and the preparation is complete. You are ready. The circumstances are aligning. The people who are meant to be part of your next chapter are either already in your life or they're moving toward you right now. All you have to do is stay open. Trust what you feel. Don't talk yourself out of the good things when they start arriving. Don't convince yourself there must be a catch. Just receive it. Let it in. You've earned it. Leo, I am so genuinely excited for what's coming for you. And I mean that from the deepest place of sincerity I know how to access in a reading. This one moved me today. Your energy is extraordinary, and what's coming is extraordinary to match it. If this reading touched something in you today, if even one part of it felt like it was speaking directly to your life, please let me know in the comments. I read every single one, and I love knowing what's resonating with you. Tell me, what are you most ready to welcome into your life right now? What are you most hopeful about? And if you've been watching for a while and you haven't subscribed yet, this might be your sign. I post readings regularly for Leo and all the signs, and I would love for you to be part of this community. Just hit the subscribe button so you never miss a reading that might be meant for you. Until next time, Leo, keep that fire burning. Your best chapter is just beginning.